I think it's that one. Hey everyone, welcome to Hedgehog Hollow. Happy Saturday. Now my Tim Holtz Deckle Edge trimmer just arrived. I ordered it and it just arrived in the mail. So I thought we could go live and we'd do an unboxing together. We'd use it a couple of different ways. We can try things out. If you've got any questions about it, let me know. I have added a Hedgehog Hollow link to it in the description. If you need me to paste it in the side, I can add it in there. Hey everyone joining us. So I thought we could do that. We'll create a cute little scene and then we'll mount it up using the Deckle Edge trimmer and see how it comes out. So I'm gonna give it a couple of seconds, some people to join. Hey Melissa, hope all is well. Hope your daughter's on the mend, you're home soon. Hi Letitia, Becky's here, Olivia, Joanne, welcome everyone. So we're gonna be trying out that trimmer. We're gonna make a cute little scene. I'm gonna show you, we're gonna do something along the lines of this. Every time I do it, it comes out a little bit different. But we're going to do something along these lines and you'll be amazed how easy this is to create. And I think with a deckled edge, this is going to look fantastic. So you can try these out at home and we're going to try that. And then we're going to use our Deckle Edge trimmer. So if you have any questions as we go along, you can put them in the live chat there. Greg is monitoring it. He's here as well. And we'll try to answer those as well. So welcome everyone. Happy Saturday. So let's get started. So I'm going to start off creating this scene here. And this is so easy to do. You're going to be amazed how simple it is. I'm going to use a piece of Perfect Blend cardstock. It has a little bit of a sheen to it. And it enables you to blend colors to make them look like this. I mean, just so much dimension. Greg really loved this when I showed it to him. Didn't you, dear?
Yeah, it's really cool.
And it's really easy. Which is nice. We like easy too. So the two stencils I'm going to use are the Tree Line Base, which looks like this, and I'm going to use Rudolph's Ride that looks like this. So I'm going to start off with Rudolph's Ride, and I already have put on here some, what's the stuff called? Pixie spray. They're the words I'm looking for. And I'm going to take, so I have pixie spray on here. I'm just sticking it down like this. And then I'm going to add a piece of tape here because I want to mask off that tree, and I'm going to do that. And what it does is it adds a tip to the top of my tree. Now you can also take that a step further, and I've lost my masking tape. Here it is. I don't know where the purple tape's gone. Is it that side, right? Oh, no, it's over here. Here's the purple tape. This is even better. I much prefer purple tape. It comes off easier. Victoria says, I may be nuts to ask, but who is Tim Holtz? So Tim Holtz is a crafter. He's been around for a long time. He creates distress inks. I'm going to be using distress inks to blend. There we go. To blend my things. He has his own range of tools with tonic. He has his own range of stamps and stencils. He has all sorts of things. He was kind of like the original professional crafter. And he's a great guy. He's really fun. He does some amazing things. He's more into the mixed media, but you can adapt his techniques and products. He is the creator behind alcohol inks originally. And this is his new tool. So lots and lots of things from Tim Holtz. So let's put some tape. So what I'm doing is I'm adding tape on here so I mask off all of those stars. Okay, so I just see that tree line part on there as well. Letitia says she assumes this is available to purchase. You can purchase the Deckle Edge trimmer. I've added a link here. Let me copy and paste it in here for you. I'm going to put this in here. This is the Deckle Edge trimmer link that we're going to be using. And then also the... I'm making sure that I catch up on comments too. And then you can use the stencil I'm using. This is called Rudolph's Ride. It's from Maker Forte. If Greg, you can put a link to Maker Forte in the chat for us. You can also use the code HH15 for 15% off your purchase. And that's exclusive to Hedgehog Hollow viewers. So you can get all of these things. So yes, everything I use today is available for purchase, and we will give you links as we go along. So this is our Rudolph's Ride, and these two stencils go together. So this is the Tree Line Base. This is one stencil, and this is our Rudolph's Ride. And you see it fits in here perfectly. We're going to use both elements. And this is an add-on. So the idea is that throughout the year, and you'll see in our releases, more and more of these add-ons are going to come out so that you can do different things in the top of your tree line. But it's really nice to have that tree line base as well. So I do really basic ink blending. I am not an ink blending expert by any stretch of the imagination, so I like to go simple. So I'm going to start off with some bundled sage, and I like to blend off to the side and then come on. Off to the side and come on. And this gives me a really nice control over doing it lightly. And you can see, right now it's just kind of a light dusting. And you can build that color up as much as you want. Now I'm going to keep this one for my lightest because I know I want to reuse that. And now I'm going to move into some peeled paint, which is a little bit darker. And I'm going to start off on that masking tape and then start to pull it down a little bit. And now I'm going to take some forest moss, and I'm really going to blend out a lot of this because I don't want much of this dark at all. I'd rather have to go in a couple of times, and you can pick that ink back up. But this is the nice thing about Perfect Blend, is you see how beautifully all these colors are blending together, and there's no like lines or anything harsh. It all blends together really, really beautifully. I think I'm also just going to put a smidge, just a smidge of pine needles in here, and not much. And so this, as I say, it has a special coating that allows you to get these beautiful blends. I don't know how well the camera is picking it up, but there's some really pretty ombre effects going on in here. Now I'm going to pick up my my Rudolph's Ride. I always want to call them the wrong thing. And I'm going to move it so that the points of my trees cover up kind of the other trees. And then this piece of masking tape I'm going to move, and I'm basically going to create a tree. Now we're going to cut some of this off so it doesn't matter so much, but I still like to create the illusion because then I can pick the bit that's my favorite. So now I'm going to go back to that bundled sage, which was our lightest, and I'm going to start up here. And I'm also going to pick up a little bit of some of those other colors that are on my mat here. A little bit more bundled sage. And what I love is that the stencil does all the hard work for you, because as I say, I am not an expert ink blender, but between the stencil and the Perfect Blend cardstock, which is a special coating on it, you really cannot go wrong. So I'm going to do these ones a little bit lighter, as though they're in the distance. Just like this. And maybe we add a smidge of mowed lawn. So we're going to make this piece, and then I'm going to show you how the trimmer works. But rather than just cutting blank paper, I thought it'd be fun to create something for us to cut to make it into a finished project. So now I'm going to lift this up. And so you can see, I wouldn't really have to do anything else. I literally could just leave it like that if I wanted to. And I think even Greg could do that. What do you think?
Possibly, it looks really cool.
And it's so easy.
I love the depth.
So that's just moving it backwards and forwards and using some different colours. Now I'm going to just wipe off my work surface because I don't want to get green on everything. Let me get some cleaner. And I'm just working on an easy clean mat. You can work on a Teflon mat. Anything that blends nicely, but I particularly like this for blending. So you can see. Just make sure we pick up some of that green. And I'm going to move these brushes out the way because I don't want green on everything. Now I'm going to grab the tree line base, which is the other half of this stencil. And this is what it looks like. And you can see it's going to mask one set of our trees. And I'm going to turn this over and stick it down. And tear this in half to make it go further. And you don't have to line up, it will line up perfectly, but you don't necessarily have to have it lined up perfectly because this technique will work, and it's very forgiving, which is another nice part. I like forgiving. Okay, So there's my tree line base stuck on top. So you see it masks out most of my trees. Now, I could, if I wanted to, grab a second tree line base, which I did do the other day to add lots of dimension, and I masked off my second set of trees, but you really don't have to do that if you don't want to, because you can just play around with this technique as is. So I'm going to start off with Speckled Egg. So here's Speckled Egg. This is one of the new Tim Holtz Distress colors, and it makes for the most beautiful moonlit sky. So I'm going to start off with a really light dusting. And you notice I start at the top, so that by the time I get to the bottom where those light trees are, the color's kind of much, much lighter. But I absolutely adore how this color comes out. And again, this is the nice thing about having that perfect blend cardstock, is it's going to give us this beautiful, beautiful blend in there. But already, isn't that just a beautiful color? I love how that looks. And it's more dusky. It's not a, a sky blue so much. It's got a beautiful dusky shade to it. Now I'm going to add some shaded lilac. And I'm just going to add it on the edges. And now that my brush is nearly empty, I work into that middle, but I'm trying to kind of keep some of that middle empty. Next, I want to, and you can go for as many or as few colors as you want. I kind of like going to town and adding lots of colors in. I'm going to add it a little bit darker around these edges, and this is Stormy Sky. But you don't necessarily have to use another ink color. You could just go back with the same ink color and darken it up. So if you don't have lots of colors in your collection, you can go in and use different things. So now I'm going to move to some Wilted Violet. Now the one thing with Wilted Violet is it's strong, so I'm really going to make sure I blend it out here and then go in. But you can just see how I'm kind of adding a little halo. I want to blend this out down here a bit more. I also like going in with some Blueprint Sketch. I mean, you can really go to town. You can make this into a true kind of like Aurora Borealis type effect. Or you can keep it plain. And then the final one, which I did this the other day, and Emily, who works with us, had huge anxiety when she saw me do this. I grabbed out the picked raspberry. And again, it's a strong color, so we're going to make sure we blend it out on the side. But then we're going to come in, and it kind of makes all those other colors pop, really like those northern lights. So now when I lift this up, you have your beautiful sky. So easy. Super, super simple. And I like simple. So that's all I did to create that whole scene. Really, really pretty. So that is the tree line base and the Rudolph's Ride. And they're from Maker Forte. They are my own designs. And I just adore how easy that is to do. And you'll see lots of other things come out that's going to go in there so you can use it. We're going to have springtime. We're going to have forest nights. We're going to have all sorts of really, really pretty ways that you can use this one. And again, I'm just going to clean off some of my ink. And I'm going to show you how to add some of those snowy details, but first we're going to trim it with our Deckle trimmer. So I'm going to move my Teflon mat out the way, and we can get out our new Tim Holtz Deckle trimmer. So this is what it looks like in the box. It's an 8.5 inch trimmer, and basically it looks like my normal Tim Holtz trimmer, if Greg can pass it to me over there. It's right in front of him. So this is the normal trimmer that I use. I love this trimmer, I've used it for a long time, and it's the same size. So the only difference is it has a Deckle blade in it, and the Deckle blade is supposed to create a torn edge. So here it is. You can see it comes in black, exactly the same look, feel, everything. You've got the same markings. So if you're used to these markings, you're going to be very interchangeable. Now, I have not had a chance to try this. I saw it at Creativation, and it's taken till now with lots of different things to do. So we're going to take this and we're going to cut this down to size. So this piece, I'm going to want it to be 5 inches. So I like to cut 1/4 inch off of each side so that it keeps it a little bit even. particularly if I've already stenciled something. So here we go. It's a little bit more pressure than just doing a straight blade, but you kind of expect that. And there is that decal edge. Here, let me get a piece of cardstock so you can see. I've just got that kind of little bit of a torn effect edge. So it's like using those decal scissors we all used to have as kids. I'm going to try the blade down here because maybe it looks a little bit different. So we're going to line this up to 5 inches. We're going to press down, a little bit of extra pressure, and you can see it's not perfectly symmetrical, but it looks nice and even. So it gives you a different effect on your pieces there. I'm going to trim some off the bottom here. This piece, we want to get it down to 3 3/4. Now, I'm going to caution you because you can see I put this in. If I just leave this against here because of the decal, I'm going to get an uneven kind of squiffy edge. So I'm actually going to line the edge of my cardstock up on the 4-inch grid line here. And instead I'm going to put pressure on here with my fingers. And I'm going to press down. Now I'm going to turn it around. And again, it's going to be a little bit uneven if I go that way. So I'm going to go to 3 3/4, line it up on the grid lines, and press down. Lots of pressure here. Just even that out with your fingers. So you can see how that effect comes out. Let's mount this up onto here so we can cut this too. So for my base, I like to do 5 1/4. But seeing as I want to decal both edges, I'm going to leave myself some room. So you might want to do the 2 straight edges. You see how I'm doing my left and my right here. And then do the other edges because you'll save yourself a little bit of time doing it that way, I think. So I'll line that up. So it does take a little bit more pressure to press down, but it's really simple to use. I'm going to line that up. And then we're going to want a card base, and I have all of mine over here ready. These are my basic 110 pound, they're pre-cut, and they come in top fold, side fold, every fold you could possibly want. And they come in slimline, and we're going to score at 4 1/4. And I score both sides because this is a nice hefty card base. This is a 110 pound card base. And it's pretty hefty, so I like that. Then we're going to stick on our black piece. I'm just going to use some glue that I have here. Can we please see the cut up close? Yes, I will do some more cuts for you in a second up close. Let's get our project mounted up because I need a little bit of drying time. So we're going to add some snow on here. Now there's a couple of different ways you can add snow, and I'm going to show you my top ones. Of course, you know they're going to be easy because that's what I do. And we're going to use the marshmallow paste. So this is how it comes. And a little bit goes a really long way. So I like to paint it on rather than paste it on with a spatula, because otherwise you will be here all day and you will have marshmallow fluff everywhere, which is great. You can put that in, if that happens to you, put it inside of a shaker and it will look awesome. So I'm just going to add with a paintbrush, just very gently. You can see I'm not adding much at all. Very gently. And you're going to see how much that really does add. I mean, in some places it looks like I can barely see it, but when it finishes up, you're actually going to have quite a lot. Brought to you by Greg's Mistake.
Oh, I'll fix it.
He just pointed at me and said, "Oh, yeah, I forgot to put the light on. It's a bit dark."
That looks better, doesn't it?
Yeah, looks much better. Look, you can actually see what I'm seeing. So that's how that comes out. Now I'm going to give that just a second because I want to add on some marshmallow in other areas. So I'm going to take a little bit of the marshmallow paste. Again, a little bit goes a long way, and I'm going to put it on my glass mat. You can put it on scrap paper, you can put it on a Teflon mat, it really doesn't matter. And I'm going to take my Crafter's Magic Wand, And if you don't have a magic wand, everyone needs one. You can do your spells as you go along. And then you can either take the little end and add small little bits of snow. And this is great. It has like a pick end, but there's a small stylus on the end, which is great for adding snow like this. And then, of course, you can poke out your dies, you can pick up gems, all those things. And then it has a wax pick end to it, which if you like it blunt like I do, I actually push mine down because I like a larger surface area. If you like it pointy, just pop it back in a pencil sharpener and it will point straight back up for you again. But what you can do is also use it as an applicator to add more depth. Like so. Really, really simple again. I'm going to pick this up with my towel. And then all you have to do is take your heat gun and heat it. Now, depending on how long you heat it, depends on how much of a snow effect you're going to get. But this is really, really fun. And we'll also be using some similar techniques on Lift Your Spirits on Monday. So you can come join us live Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern here on the Hedgehog Hollow YouTube channel. Greg and I are going to be crafting up a storm using the Thankful Word collage. It's no cost. You don't have to sign up anywhere. You just come join us. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. And if you want to craft along, we'll be using the Thankful Word collage stump set. But you can see now, the more I heat it, the more puff I get. So I can really decide how snowy and marshmallowy I want that piece to be. But I just love how that comes out. And that is 3D texture on there. You can see it's like a proper little styrofoam, marshmallowy, real 3D effect snow. And you can keep, you know, heating it and doing different things with it. But I just love how that comes out, and so easy as well. So this is the what we'll be doing. I'm also going to grab out some simple sayings. So these are pre-printed. There's lots of different sayings and things. I'm going to use this one. What do you think, Greg?
No, I don't know. They're all good.
I like them all too. I really want these, but in the black, but I think I already used them because they're my favourite. Ah, there they go. So we're going to use this. And we're also going to be using these in our Hedgehog Hollow Days. So we'll be doing Hedgehog Hollow Days next weekend. You can come craft with me from 10 a.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern. Greg does a class with me. We do a happy hour together as well. And I'm going to cut these with a deckle too. So I guess all of these are going to be deckled forevermore. I'm going to take a sliver off this edge. There we go. Okay, so if you do that deckle edge, just be warned, if it's a white core, you're going to see that white core. And if it's a tiny amount, it does seem to just tear it rather than making a cut. But we still have some tickets available for Hedgehog Hollow Days. Again, you can get those on Maker Forte. And there is an exclusive crafting box, so you can craft along with us as well. And it includes items that are not yet released. You'll have access to my new stamps and things ahead of time. And there is an exclusive stencil, kaleidoscope powder, all sorts of things in there. So if you would like to craft with us next weekend, hop on over to makerforte.com and you can either search in the search bar or check the collections, and you can find the link to Hedgehog Hollow Days. There are 6 Hedgehog Hollow Days boxes left. You also have the chance to win a cricket. We'll be giving away a cricket next weekend too. So there's some amazing prizes. Every hour we have prize packs, and we give away thousands of dollars worth of crafty prizes. So I'm going to put this on here. And I'm going to add one more finishing touch. I'm going to use, bend down, my alien powder, which is my favorite. This one's alien. And I need, well, not to throw that on the floor. I need a paintbrush. And we need a splash of water. Now, I don't know if this one's water or not. I think it's water. Well, I guess we're about to find out. Oh, here we go. Water brush filled with water. Perfect. So I'm going to take this. This is the alien. I'm going to take my kitchen towel and reuse it again. Fold it up another way. And I'm going to take the tiniest amount of alien and put it on my kitchen towel. Add some water to it. Actually, I might want a smidge more. Let's try our spoon. We'll do it on the glass here so you can see it a bit easier. So I'm going to pick up some of this alien powder. Now there's lots of different ways to use the powder. I don't recommend putting the wet brush inside of your kaleidoscope powder because adding the moisture is just not going to do it any favors. It likes to stay dry. It is the biggest hollow day so far. Thank you, Greg. And then I'm going to just put a little bit here in this corner. I just realized that I hadn't blended it out and I hadn't cut it off. So I'm going to add a little bit here. I'm also going to add some just kind of scrappily, not just to kind of blend my tree line and my skies together. And you can see that lovely shadow in the background that we created. And what it's going to do is we're basically making our own Wink of Stella, but this one is a green iridescent, so it's great for you know, iridescent skies and things like that. You could also put some in a spray bottle and just spray it on. And then I'm going to get Greg to zoom in a little bit so that we can look at that Deckle trimmer nice and up close. I heard that huff, Greg. But I want to just, you can see. And then I need a smidgen of foam tape, which I think is over by Greg in the drawer. Try the third drawer down, Greg.
What am I looking for?
Foam tape, big roll foam tape. No, under my desk.
Aren't you supposed to have gotten all this out before you start?
Well, I wasn't intending to do this much, okay? I kind of got a bit carried away. But, you know, that's nothing unusual. I'm going to take this Happy New Year. And, of course, you could take on the Rudolph's Ride, you could do the Santa and the pieces in there, which is what I did on one of the samples I had at the beginning that I put down somewhere, and I don't really know where I put it. But anyway, here it is. I'm going to show you. So this is how it looks if you then take the marshmallow paste and you add your stars and your Rudolph's Ride through there. So it's another fun way to do it. I'm going to do Happy New Year. And there is my finished card. And it was so easy to do as well. And I just added some extra details and things in there too. Teresa says our volume is really low. That's a Greg job. Maureen says, can we see the same card with a straight edge so we can get an idea with the Deckle? I do, because I already have this one that I made, which is same but different. So we can do that. We need our straight trimmer. We'll cut a little bit off of each side. I like to add the marshmallow paste after I've trimmed everything down because I don't want it to rub it off too much, but you don't have to. You can see I can cut straight through it. And I just lift my guide up so that I don't, you know, pull it off too much. I'm going to cut my majority off the bottom. I don't want to cut my Rudolph off. And I'll do exactly the same. So I'll use the black. So it'll be 5 1/4, 4 inches. And then we want a card base. No, not that one. We want this one. We want our scoreboard. Score exactly the same. 4 1/4. 10. These are 110 pounds in weight, so they're really nice and sturdy. So if you like to do cards that have lots of layers and things in there, then you can absolutely do that. And now I'm going to take my glue. Like this. And I'm going to stick that on. And then I'm going to take this glue, stick this on. And in the same simple saying sheets, you also get a small version of your simple sayings. So we're going to use these because they're a little bit smaller. We don't have as much room on this card. And again, I'm going to cut this straight. So everything on one card is straight, everything on the other is deckled. And these are printed with toner, so if you like foiling, you can foil these. And there's thankful and all sorts of fun ones. And you know what? I'm going to take my water brush on this one and I'm going to put it over my sentiment. So I have a nice shimmery sentiment. You see this one I blended some ink in the corners, so just a little bit different. Then we're going to grab our big roll of foam. And like every crafter, I'm on a huge table and I'm working in the tiniest area possible, because that's what always happens. Take that little fuzzy off. And I'm going to put my Have a Jolly Holiday down here so you can see. So that's the difference between a deckled edge and a straight edge. So you can see it just adds a little bit extra, you know, one kind of, I think, this one looks more snowy. I don't know whether that's the deckle edge. I kind of feel like it is the deckle edge that makes it look more holiday-y. What do you think, Greg?
I like it. I really like that textured edge. It gives you that kind of rustic kind of vibe. It'll be
I
good
really
for like steampunk style masculine sort of cards. I think it would look really cool.
Well, I guess because Tim designed it, that's his idea. It's so easy to make that torn edge. And I know Tonic put a lot of development into making that work, so I think they did a really good job on
How
there.
similar would you remember the little Tonic round thing you use for scratching up edges, or you can do it with a pair of
this
scissors?
thing.
How similar would that turn out?
This thing.
That's it.
Let's find out. So it makes it more fuzzy. There's got a piece of black behind it so you can see. So there's the two different ones. So this one's more textured and fuzzy. This one's, I guess, a bit neater. I don't know. I think I prefer the deckled edge compared to doing that.
Kind of a light scuffle or a heavy scuffle.
Yeah, there's some different ideas of there. Kind of like your blade is bad. Yeah, I guess so. But also, let's zoom in. Can I just zoom in, Greg?
Yeah, just twist the topple.
There we go. So, here is the Deckle edge trimmer. So, if I turn it, you can see that blade is like serrated. Can you see that? Yeah, there you go. You can see if you go that way. So you can see that you've really got some strong serrations in there too. And then I'll use this piece again. So you just lift this up, pop your cardstock in, press down, and then that's the deckle edge that you get from it. So let's put the black back underneath. So you can see a little bit different on each side like that. Someone said thought about a 3D printer. Yeah, kind of. This one has a lot more texture to it when you mess it up, but it is more messy. Whereas this one's a little bit more refined, I think, and a bit more even and repeatable and things. But this one you can adjust how much you want to have on here as well. So, you know, lots and lots of different options on there. And then, as I say, when you go to do your next side, so you have the guides at the top and the bottom here. Just remember that this now isn't going to be straight because you have the deckle, so it's not going to sit against your lines perfectly straight anymore. So you want to make sure that you line it up against a grid line, because there are grid lines in here, when you're cutting, like so. And then put your pressure on your plastic, top and bottom, and then slice down. If I put my palm on it and press down, I seem to get a much better kind of application on it as well, so you can see how those come out on there. So does anyone have any other questions, anything you want to know? As I say, I've added links to the trimmer in the description. I'm going to put it in there again for you. Let's do that. That's the link to the trimmer. And then if you want to grab your Rudolph's Ride or your tree line base and anything like that, you can use the code HH15. That's exclusive to Hedgehog Hollow YouTube viewers. So you can go check that out. Don't forget to join us 7 p.m. Eastern on Monday for Lift Your Spirits. We'll be doing some giveaways, Greg's crafting with me, and then also last chance to order your Hedgehog Hollow Days box if you want to craft with us next weekend. It's 12 classes. It runs from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but you can watch the classes anytime you like, and you don't have to be present to win any of the prizes. We'll be giving away a cricket. We have different prizes from our sponsors every hour. Every hour is a different teacher, a different theme, a different project. The box, my box is downstairs, so I can't show it to you, but it contains over $100 worth of product. It's $39.99, and you can either buy it with a ticket or you can just buy the ticket on its own. But it's a great value. There's an exclusive stencil in there that's unreleased. There's an unreleased kaleidoscope powder in there. We have some really fun things to share with you. Ali and I craft along all day with you for the whole weekend, and we usually kind of jump in and do some extra things. And now that we have the studio up here as well, we can share even more kind of fun things. Plus, I'll be sharing with you the new November Maker Forte release. You'll get to see some really beautiful things way before anyone else. You may have seen a sneak peek of me cutting some stencils on the Glowforge last night. I was trying out some of our new designs. They are really, really pretty. We have stamps coming from Alex Siberia. We have a couple of Hedgehog Hollow ones. And then also, I'm really excited because we'll be introducing our Cultured collection. So something a little bit outside the norm of what you normally get in your stamps, and we'll be adding to those every month as well. So you'll get to see all of those things. Victoria says she's a new fan. Well, welcome, Victoria. I hope you enjoyed this review of the Tim Holtz trimmer. I definitely think it's a hit. I really love how I'm going to use this a lot, I think, on my holiday cards and beyond. It cuts really, really nice on here as well. So we'll have all of those things to share with you. Melissa's asking about inks. I might have some updates for inks. If you're in holidays, you get lots of exclusive sneak peeks. You get to see some of the things we have coming out. We share giveaways, like thousands of dollars worth of crafty giveaways every time. As I say, this time we also have a cricket to give away. So it's a really, really fun experience. You get to craft together with lots of other fun hollowers. And we really do have a laugh. We honestly do. And then Greg and I finish it up with a happy hour. And that's always fun as well, because we never know what's going to happen in that happy hour. Let's be real. So yeah, so do hop on in, and don't forget to hit subscribe, ring the bell, join us Monday for Lift Your Spirits. Go grab your Hedgehog Hollow Days tickets. There are a few boxes and tickets left. And then we'll be adding in some extra things as well throughout the week. So thank you so much for joining me on this Saturday afternoon. It's a little bit gloomy here, so it was fun to do some crafting and craft with you all. Let us know what you think of the Deckle trimmer and if you get one. And don't forget to tag us in all your creations at The Hedgehog Hollow. And go to thehedgehoghollow.com or makerforte.com and sign up for the newsletter to find out and get your invite for Lift Your Spirits. And if you want to know what cocktail and mocktail we'll be drinking and you want to say cheers with us while you're crafting, you can get the recipe by email. I'll be sending that out Sunday afternoon. So have a fab Saturday. Thanks again for joining me. I'll see you very, very soon. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye.